Narcissists really fear when you are silent. It can even make them frustrated. Everyone, what message do you convey by staying silent? From my perspective, silence proves to be an incredibly effective tool for removing them from your life if that's your goal. If you're genuinely committed to liberating yourself from the narcissist and breaking free from the pain, chaos, and trauma they bring, silence can be remarkably potent in permanently severing ties with a narcissist. The power of silence is often underestimated. It's not merely a passive act, it's your strongest defense and a powerful form of self-preservation. Let me underscore this. Refusing to engage with a toxic individual is a way of safeguarding yourself. While it's not always easy, I understand, but when you can manage it, it's often your most prudent course of action. And remember, we're dealing with individuals exhibiting harmful narcissistic traits here. They are energy vampires. That's the challenge you face when entangled in a relationship with a narcissist or endeavoring to break free. This rings especially true if you're an empath with porous boundaries. You find yourself feeling utterly drained and depleted. And you know what? That's because you are. Narcissists thrive on intense emotions, drama, emotional upheaval, and any negativity you emit. Your fear, pain, anxiety, confusion, and discomfort, those are their sustenance. If they realize they can elicit a reaction from you, you become the perfect target, a prime source of narcissistic nourishment, and thus begins the feeding frenzy. Narcissists engage in prodding, poking, and deliberate provocations, whether subtly or aggressively, aiming to trigger an emotional response from you. Why? Because they thrive on that negative emotional energy. They will go to great lengths to incite a strong reaction, devouring your emotional turmoil like a hungry predator. In essence, when you react strongly with emotions, it's akin to offering them a lavish banquet. They revel in your distress, deliberately causing pain to feed off it. It's akin to demons deriving pleasure from human suffering. Let's face it, there's a connection here. Similarly, destructive narcissists behave in a comparable manner, disrupting relationships through manipulation, seeking to upset and harm you while sowing chaos and drama. Why do they engage in such behavior? To deplete you of your energy. This conduct isn't merely narcissistic. It exemplifies a pattern of destructive narcissism driven by entitlement and a lack of empathy. When choosing to remain silent in the presence of a narcissist, it's essential to do so without resorting to passive-aggressive tactics or seeking attention, as they often do with the silent treatment to manipulate you. Instead, embrace silence with resolve and clarity. Even if it poses a challenge for you, maintaining silence confidently communicates that the narcissist holds no sway over you. It establishes firm boundaries and signals that there's no narcissistic supply available here. By maintaining emotional control, staying grounded in your identity, and remaining composed, calm, and detached, you strip the narcissist of emotional and energetic sustenance. By withholding the validation they crave to feel significant and alive, you prioritize your own well-being and disrupt their manipulation. Consistently practicing this silence eventually compels them to seek supply elsewhere, bringing you inner peace in the process. After all, isn't peace ultimately what you desire? Engaging in a battle of wits with a narcissist for closure is fruitless. Facts and logic won't sway them, and attempting to penetrate their defenses is futile. Their behavior remains unchanged. If your goal is peace and fostering healthy relationships with those who genuinely respect you, without engaging in blame games, maintaining silence is the most effective approach. Integrating self-healing with disrupting harmful cycles is where genuine transformation occurs. Ignoring the presence of a narcissist can be empowering. By refusing to acknowledge them, you reclaim control over your life, prioritize your well-being, and surround yourself with supportive individuals. Their actions no longer hold sway over you. You become indifferent to their behavior. Severing ties prevents manipulation, compelling them to seek another target. The upside is that they will eventually depart from your life. While it may take time, once they realize they can't exploit you, they may attempt to re-enter your life. You may need to assert your boundaries repeatedly before they move on. However, treating them as insignificant is the swiftest path to freedom from their influence. I understand firsthand the challenge of breaking free from the relentless pursuit of validation and the desire to please others. It's a difficult journey, particularly when we seek approval from those incapable of offering genuine love or validation, those who mirror our own unresolved issues and past wounds. As empaths, we naturally prioritize kindness, warmth, and empathy, often at the expense of our own well-being. However, it's crucial to recognize the importance of prioritizing ourselves first. What if we began by treating ourselves with love and compassion? What if we directed our attention and consideration inward, acknowledging our worthiness? While navigating the complexities of manipulative individuals in toxic relationships, it's essential to understand that not everyone responds to kindness, sincerity, authenticity, or politeness. Some speak a different language altogether. While spreading love and compassion is commendable, it's essential to establish boundaries when dealing with destructive relationships influenced by narcissism. Kindness, sincerity, or courtesy often have little impact when dealing with narcissistic individuals and may even result in further mistreatment. It's crucial to recognize this reality. Merely being kind won't resolve issues with narcissists. If you believe your kindness alone can effectively address a destructive narcissist, you're mistaken. At times, maintaining silence is the most effective way to assert your needs and distance yourself from their influence. Despite their charming facade, narcissists lack genuine personal authority. Don't be deceived by their outward appearance. Beneath the surface lies emptiness. Interactions with narcissists are always power struggles, whether overt or subtle. They will manipulate situations and narratives to suit their agenda, often resorting to deceit and turning others against you. When navigating the treacherous waters of interactions with narcissists, it's essential to exercise discernment in choosing confidence, as some unwittingly fan the flames of conflict by spreading misinformation. Maintaining vigilance and prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being are paramount when dealing with individuals devoid of empathy or genuine understanding. In this intricate dance, readiness and self-nurturing should take center stage. Rather than squandering precious time and energy on validating your worth or refuting unfounded accusations, redirect your focus inward towards self-care. Authentic connections will recognize your true essence despite attempts to besmirch your character. It's crucial not to allow the opinions of those swayed by falsehoods to define your sense of self. Embarking on a journey of healing serves as a potent remedy against the toxicity of narcissistic influence. While it can be disheartening to witness others embracing untruths about you, embracing silence as a response can often be the most empowering choice. This route signifies personal evolution and resilience, enabling you to transcend the turmoil and prioritize your own emotional well-being. When you choose silence in the presence of a narcissist, you strip away their power. They thrive on spreading rumors to manipulate situations to their advantage. Narcissists crave dominance, resorting to fabricating stories to assert control. Despite the possibility of them spreading falsehoods about you, focus on what you can control and prioritize self-care to cultivate happiness. Your engagement in our discussions is deeply appreciated. Your participation holds immense value for us. By becoming a member of our community for just $1, you gain access to exclusive perks and aid us in expanding our content. Your support is vital for upholding our standards and pursuing new opportunities. Thank you for being an integral part of our audience and for your valuable contributions. The hallmarks of narcissism include grandiosity, a lack of empathy, and a constant need for admiration. Being in a relationship with a narcissist can be incredibly challenging, often leaving victims in a state of mental turmoil, making it difficult for them to move forward with their lives. Emotional recovery from such relationships can take years. One crucial aspect to grasp about interactions with narcissists is their refusal to take responsibility for their actions. Instead of owning up to their behavior, they shift blame onto their victims, using manipulation and gaslighting techniques to distort reality and undermine their victims' confidence. This can leave individuals feeling confused and doubting their own perceptions, exacerbating their emotional distress. Once a narcissist has achieved their goals or lost interest, they swiftly move on, often discarding their targets as if they never mattered. This abrupt abandonment can leave victims feeling hurt and bewildered, struggling to make sense of what went wrong. Narcissists typically view others as mere tools for their own gratification, showing little empathy or concern for their well-being. In the following discussion, we'll explore the 7 cardinal sins perpetrated by narcissists and how they evade accountability for their actions. Don't forget to click subscribe to stay updated and keep the conversation going. Increasing awareness about narcissism is crucial for fostering understanding and support. First and foremost, narcissists are among the most emotionally draining individuals one can encounter. They thrive on exploiting your humanity, honesty, and mental faculties. Their desire to control others gives them a sense of power and satisfaction. They relish in their ability to manipulate, dominate, and inflict harm upon you. But at what expense? It comes at the cost of your own well-being. What exactly do you sacrifice? Your mental stability deteriorates, making it difficult to discern reality from illusions and impairing your ability to process and retain information. Your perspective becomes distorted, and so do your emotions. They show no concern for your identity or the harm they cause. All they care about is obtaining what they desire, regardless of the consequences. Gaslighting, taken to an extreme level, is their second major offense. They manipulate your narrative, emotions, and perception of reality to suit their agenda. They twist your words and thoughts, aiming to control your actions and coerce you into compliance. They envelop you in their web of deceit, distorting your beliefs about yourself, them, and the world around you. What is the narcissist's sinister motive? To exploit you for their own gain, shifting blame onto you for things you didn't do, faults you don't possess, and criticism for actions you never took. Allowing someone to exert such control over your life is unacceptable, leading you to treat yourself poorly, lose self-worth, and forget your own identity and purpose. The third egregious offense is the deliberate ignorance displayed by narcissists. Narcissists believe they always know what they want and need, yet they fail to acknowledge it. They possess the capability to be courteous, self-aware, and responsible, yet they choose not to exercise it. There are instances when the narcissist alters their behavior to appease you, fearing the loss of control or abandonment in the relationship. They may become more pleasant temporarily, but it's puzzling why they wouldn't maintain such behavior when they knew it was essential for sustaining the friendship. In order to maintain the relationship, they recognize the necessity of providing basic respect, understanding, compassion, presence, intention, love, and care. Despite this awareness, they deliberately refuse to fulfill these needs, leaving you to plead for the bare minimum of what should have been freely given. It's crucial to acknowledge the positive aspects that could have nurtured the friendship, yet they chose to ignore your requests deliberately. When direct control over you proved futile, they resorted to tarnishing your reputation. Even upon learning the falsehoods they spread, they persisted, concocting lies solely to harm you. This vindictive behavior stemmed from their deep-seated animosity. It's challenging to maintain respect for someone who thrives on causing harm rather than resolving issues amicably. While acknowledging that conflicts are inevitable, I've tried to move on from the past and allow for healing. However, their actions persisted unabated. Unable to directly manipulate you, they enlisted others to besmirch your reputation with unfounded allegations. Their smear campaign distorted others' perceptions of you, detrimentally impacting your professional and personal life. Their indifference to your suffering was evident, if not welcomed, as they sought to bolster their own ego by orchestrating your downfall. Such vindictiveness, fueled by jealousy or spite, is unacceptable and highlights their toxic nature. Sin no. 5. Covert conquests and concealed affairs. Imagine stumbling upon their clandestine liaisons, only to witness their futile attempts at deception. Who would dare to tread such treacherous ground? When confronted, they weave a tangled web of denial, gaslighting, and deflection, casting doubt upon your very sanity. Their emotional void is staggering. At this juncture, I hesitate to attribute their behavior to a disorder. It feels more akin to the moral bankruptcy of a soul adrift in darkness. This betrayal cuts deep, plunging into the abyss of wickedness, where one knowingly inflicts harm, then seeks to shroud the truth in shadows. If this isn't the epitome of malevolence, then what is? Forgiveness becomes an elusive phantom, vanishing amidst the corrosive fog of narcissism that erodes trust to its very core. With each deceitful act, they rend the fabric of your shared reality, leaving you adrift in a sea of uncertainty. As you awaken from the illusion, the truth pierces through the veil of deceit, laying bare the falsehoods that once cloaked your relationship. The aftermath leaves scars that run deep, rendering trust a fragile relic of a bygone era, forever tarnished by the betrayal of deceit. The sixth transgression manifests in physical violence. While not all narcissists resort to physical aggression, those who do inflict such harm instill a deep-seated insecurity in their victims. The mere thought of encountering them again evokes a lingering fear, casting a shadow over the victim's sense of security for years to come. Their very essence becomes tainted by the trauma inflicted by the narcissist's abuse, leaving them on edge even in seemingly safe environments. Having experienced firsthand the brutality of a narcissistic father, I view those who resort to physical harm with utter disdain. In moments of violence, one's humanity is eclipsed by a callous disregard for the well-being of others. Such acts reveal a darkness devoid of empathy, a malevolence unleashed without restraint. The seventh and final cardinal sin is abusive behavior. Narcissists perceive others as mere commodities to exploit and discard at their convenience. Fueled by their sense of superiority and entitlement, they consider individuals as expendable resources. This mindset extends to how they acquire possessions or evade accountability for their actions. When they pursue someone, it's not out of genuine interest, empathy, or a desire to establish meaningful connections. Rather, their motives are driven by selfish desires for material gain, power, or other benefits unrelated to genuine human connection. Their interactions are devoid of genuine care or concern. They only seek to manipulate and exploit others for their own gain. Seeing people as mere tools to satisfy their own desires reflects their lack of empathy and self-centered nature. The topic of exploitation is multifaceted and warrants further exploration in future discussions. If you found this episode informative and engaging, please share your thoughts in the comments section. Your feedback is valuable, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and share. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we will delve deeper into this topic and explore ways to make positive changes. Greetings and thank you for revisiting one of our video presentations. Today, I would like to discuss precisely that, inquiring whether or not a narcissist is susceptible to emotional distress. This is because narcissists themselves are susceptible to experiencing emotions. While they frequently assume positions of victimhood, offense, and so forth, their susceptibility to the inevitable attacks that are directed at them stems from their heightened sensitivity. The fragile personalities of narcissists are susceptible to damage from nearly anything. Certain stimuli can profoundly distress a narcissist, whereas others have the potential to cause significant harm to their sense of self-worth. It will be catastrophic if the narcissist's greatest admirer delivers the lethal strike. Obstacles to the narcissist's pride and control compel them to suffer the most, regardless of whether the suffering is private or public. Narcissists generate their own misery by means of deceit, pretense, and insecurities. The subsequent remarks would not be objectionable were it not for that. Narcissists, who consider themselves impregnable, will immediately seek retribution upon hearing your voice. It is entirely their responsibility to bear the burden of anguish. Additionally, I have observed that narcissism is progressively being classified as a mental disorder in contemporary culture. Their true need is for us to demonstrate compassion and understanding. Clearly, the narcissist is currently engaging in hypocritical conduct, and because they rely on our benevolence to grant them an additional opportunity, they remain perpetually susceptible. However, let us not dally. I will now discuss 3 certain methods to hurt a narcissist's feelings. To begin with, it is shredded and discarded. Narcissistic individuals are exceedingly sensitive to constructive criticism. Because they require constant approval from their family and peers, they abhor solitude. Narcissists are incapable of surviving without the assistance of others. Once one has ingratiated oneself into the grip of a narcissist, liberating oneself from their influence becomes an increasingly formidable task. The proliferation of social media and instant messaging has provided narcissists with the means to construct an online utopia where they are incessantly praised. They maintain a strong connection despite the absence of physical contact, which would be challenging for others to comprehend. In contrast, narcissists derive abundant gratification from the ceaseless influx of compliments they receive on the internet. This will suffice to sustain their diluted imaginations and contorted concerns for the time being. Exposure is the narcissist's second greatest fear. Some of the concepts that I have previously explored in my previous film will not be reiterated in this one. However, it is widely acknowledged that narcissists are extremely concerned with projecting a certain image and will tell numerous lies to achieve that. Narcissists exist to create the illusion that they possess greater qualities of interest and achievement than they in fact do. They must be in excruciating pain as they observe their entire universe disintegrate. The third and final factor that will have the greatest impact on narcissists is insult. Narcissists possess sufficient self-awareness to recognize how their words affect those in their vicinity. Without a doubt, they utilize deceitful and manipulative methods, including verbal communication, in order to cause damage to others. Conversely, a narcissist is exceedingly sensitive to constructive criticism. It is considered morally reprehensible to be completely candid with narcissists. Although criticism of their constructed persona is not uncommon, they will take it personally. It will become abundantly apparent that narcissists, due to their inherent insecurity and paranoia, are particularly susceptible to insults. Sadly, they perpetually possess some type of flaw. That is to say, it is not fantastic. The situation appears bleak now that they are aware of the truth. They have difficulty comprehending even the most elementary ideas. Regardless, the following 3 circumstances are likely to negatively impact a narcissist the most. Numerous narcissistic weaknesses are readily apparent. In contrast, they are cunning manipulators who are timid and fearful. Given that that is likely all there is for the day, I shall conclude this discussion at that moment. Everyone, continue to enjoy the remainder of the week. Your attentiveness to our discourse is greatly appreciated.